if it feels like there's no good happening around you, if it feels like there's no hope, if you feel like killing yourself, if you feel like you have lost everything, everyone, as long as you're still breathing, you have a purpose. As long as you're still breathing, there's a reason why you're going through this. As long as you're still breathing, you are making a difference. Hi soulmates, welcome back to my channel. I'm not even going to have a formal intro in this video because it's going to be a lot different than my other videos. I really just want to sit down and have a chat with you guys. Well, it's not really a chat because it's one-sided, but yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to talk. There's so many people going through a hard time right now. There's so many people having a tough time in their lives right now. And I really just wanted to talk to you. And if you're one of those people, I really just want to connect with you on a deeper level, because I've had, within the last few weeks, I've had so many people reach out to me. And these are not people I know. So many, and it's been so many, I'd say at least 15 or 20 people reach out to me within the last few weeks. And some I know, some I don't, who are just having a hard time. And, you know, they listen to me, and whether it's Clubhouse or Instagram, and I sound like I have my shit together, right? I sound like I just got it all going on, you know, I just have everything, you know, together, and, you know, which I do. I'm not taking that away, I do. But I also wanted to say that I am no stranger to tough times. I'm no stranger to heartbreak. I'm no stranger to depression and suicidal thoughts and sadness and just really, really tough times. Just being in the thick of a really big storm and having shit thrown at you and just having nothing going right, okay? And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I really wanted to speak to anyone who's having a hard time and just let you know that it's your hard times that are going to get you to the point where you're able to weather storms, right? So I really want you to take a step back and, you know what, feel your emotions. If you want to cry, cry it out. If you want to take some time and not do anything, just lay in bed, do it. You know, let yourself feel all the emotions, let yourself be human, but understand that you have the power to snap out of it. You have the power to decide when it ends. It's not up to the world. It's not up to when the sun decides to come out. It's not up to, you know, when someone else decides to treat you right. You know, no matter what anyone's done to you, no matter what anyone has said to you, or no matter how they've made you feel, it all comes down to the decision that you're done with it. It comes to the decision that you're just gonna be happy. And again, when bad things or negative things happen, it's okay to have those down moments. It's okay to hit the floor. It's okay to let yourself feel, because even though you are a spiritual being, you came here to have a human experience. And part of the human experience is those emotions, is that growth, is pushing through those uncomfortable situations, those uncomfortable, difficulties, you know, and then coming out on the other side. So that's all part of this human experience that you chose to come here and have. So allow yourself to feel them, but then remember that you have that power to say when it's over. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. And always remember that the storms don't last forever, you know? Everything is temporary. You know, we believe that feeling good is temporary. Well, guess what? So is feeling bad. So is feeling sad. So is being heartbroken. So is feeling depressed and anxiety and all of that. They're all temporary. You make the decision when they end. And I know it can be really, really difficult when we're in the thick of things, when we're in the eye of the storm. Remember that no matter what is going on around you, what's in here, that's the real you. What you have on the external, yes, it's a part of you, it's a part of your experience, but that's not all of you. Your body is not everything. It's not the end all be all. This life experience we're having is not the end all be all of your soul's existence. So just remember that your spirit, your soul, that's the real you, and no one can touch that, not unless you allow them to. People who touch your soul are people that you allow in. You know, people who touch your mind, who get in your mind, you have control over that. No one can reach inside of you without your consent, right? You have to allow that. And this is more true and heavily demonstrated, especially in the spiritual world, if you're going through like an energy healing, or even if you're doing a meditation. It's about allowance, you know? If you don't allow the healing to come through, no one can penetrate that field of yours. No one can penetrate that energy of yours. So it's all about allowing, and understand that you have that power. You have the power to allow what comes into your spirit. And that's really where your emotions are. And that's really what guides you through life, you know, that's your guidance system. So I don't know how this video is gonna come out, honestly, because I usually have like bullet points and notes and stuff that I wanna cover, and I make sure I go in order. But this video, I really honestly just wanted to speak to anyone who's having a hard time, because I know what it's like. And I know how it feels when you just feel like it's never gonna end, but it is gonna end. It will not last forever. Storms don't last forever. They eventually end, right? And they're so short a lot of the times. Yes, there's usually ruins in the aftermath, but you have the power to pick up those ruins. You can build your temple from those ruins. You can build your empire, you know, from the ruins of whatever storm you're going through, or whatever storm you've been through. You can build your empire, your shield, your protection. And through each storm, you learn how to weather. You learn how to get through the next one. And so I really just want to empower people who are feeling down, who are feeling like there's no hope, who are feeling like there's no end to the suffering. There is an end. And remember that the end is all up to you. And I also want to say, when you're looking at people who seem like they have their shit together, and when they actually do, because on another token, you know, things like social media and even YouTube, and even when you see people out in public and they may seem like they're living their best life, but a lot of people are still suffering inside, and they're putting on a facade, which can work for some people in the short run, but when they're not truly being authentic to who they are and who they want to be, because most people don't even know who or what they want to be, right? So they just put on this facade that they believe they should put on, and they're not truly living from a soul-filled place, and it's more of the mask, right? And I know in Law of Attraction, we talk all about living as if, and acting as if, and being who it is that you want to step into. But that takes knowing what it is that you want to be, what it is you want to step into. And when a lot of people putting on that mask, they don't necessarily know what it is they want to be. They're still lost. They're still not aware of their power. They're still not aware of, you know, what they can and cannot control, except for just waking up every day and putting on the mask and going about the day, and then coming back and taking off that shell just to go back into, you know, that low vibrational state that they live in on a daily basis. So there's a difference there, right? There's a difference there, because once you actually know what it is you want to be, want to step into, it just takes you making the decision. And that's what a lot of people fail to recognize, because again, we're all kind of sleeping in a sense when we come here, and then the society we've built keeps us sleeping, and it keeps us in this state of unawareness and unconsciousness. However, the more you go through the challenges of this human experience, the more you come to your awakening, the more you come into your power, the more you come into you, the more you connect with yourself. Because guess what? When we get affected by the external circumstances, by people outside of us, by things and events that go on outside of us, all those situations, what happens? You go into your shell, right? You come back to you. You come back to yourself. And then what happens is we're so miserable and we're so sad because we're so disconnected from who we truly are. We're so disconnected from loving ourselves that we become miserable when the external world doesn't accept us, doesn't, go our way. At the end of the day, all you have is you. And this may sound bad to some people because it's like, we come from cultures or a society where it's like, in a sense, it's taboo to only depend on yourself, and you're seen as selfish and you're seen as all these things. But that's okay. That's perfectly okay. And that's, you know what? That's the way you're supposed to be. You are supposed to be selfish. You are supposed to live for you, because you can't live for anyone else until you live for you. You can't love anyone else fully and wholly until you love you. You can't give yourself to anyone or anything or any cause or any event until you fill yourself up first. So when the outside environment affects us, and let's say you're stuck in your room for a month, who are you with? You're with you. You're with yourself. So please take care of that person, because at the end of the day, that's who you have to depend on. That's who you have to be there for you, right? Because there's you, this body, and then there's you, this spirit, and your spirit will never abandon you. And what we have done is come this far in our society where we have disconnected from our spirit so much that it's become foreign to us to actually sit down and sit with ourselves. And I think what happened with lockdown for a lot of people is they were forced to face themselves. And it's like, if you don't like that person you see in the mirror, if you don't like yourself, then what does that say about how you feel about other people? I mean, really, really think about it. Think about it. If you don't like who you are, if you can't sit with yourself without turning on the TV to distract you, without, going outside to be with people who are going to stimulate you, if you can't sit with your own self, with your own feelings, with your own everything that is you, what does that say about how you actually feel about other people? Do you actually really like other people? Can you actually really love other people? Do you even know what love is to begin with, to say that you can give that to someone else? Really, really sit down and ask yourself these questions and understand that self-love is literally the door to everything. To relationships, to happiness, to joy, to peace. It's the door to higher consciousness. It's the door to enlightenment, because until you reach love, you can't get to, true joy and true bliss and peace and ultimately enlightenment. So focus on getting to know yourself. So yes, come back to you. And when you come back to you, make sure that you are giving you what it is that you expect others to give you. Because if you can't give it to yourself, if you can't give yourself the love and care and appreciation that you're expecting from others, why would they give it to you? Why would they come into your life to give you something that you aren't giving yourself, that you don't think you're worthy of from you? Right? So decide, make that decision that you are worthy of it from you, not from anyone else, but from you. Because once you begin to give it to yourself, that's when others can start pouring into you as well. they will start pouring their love into you as well, because they see that you are self-loving. They see what you're pouring into yourself, right? Because they see how you care for yourself, how you do yourself. Therefore, when they come into your space, they are going to give you what you give yourself. So that's one thing. And another thing I wanted to really touch on is if you still find yourself feeling stuck and feeling like, again, nothing is going right, feeling like you don't know what your next move is, that's not a bad place to be. It may seem like it is. It may seem like nothing is working out. It may seem like you're not getting answers, but guess what? That's a great thing. That's a great place to be, because you're questioning your purpose. It means that you are ready for something bigger and better to come through to you. And then this is how you sift through all the possibilities of what could be and come to find what it is that fills you, what it is that brings you to life. Because we can't find that when we're living in our comfort zone. We can't find that when we're accepting and settling for what we are told we should be doing, right? If let's say you're stuck in a job and it's what you are told, you're taught that you're supposed to be doing, but you're not fulfilled with it, and you're stuck and you feel trapped. You feel like this is not what you want to do, but you don't know what you want to do either. Well, guess what? Once you're in that place where you're questioning whether this is the place you should be, that's when you start really discovering your soul's purpose. That's when you start that journey of self-discovery. That's when you start peeling back the different layers that we have, because we're not just one layer. We're not just here to go to work, pay bills, and die. That's not the human experience we came to have. It's the experience we've built, right? But that's not the full human experience. That's not the experience that we came here to have, right? It's about fulfilling a purpose here, and we all have purpose. Trust me, you have a purpose. You didn't beat out millions of sperm just to be here and be depressed. You didn't beat out millions of sperm just to be here and be miserable for 80 to 100 years. You didn't beat out millions of sperm just to be here and live a purposeless life. You have a purpose. You're here for a reason. And the only way to find that purpose is to question the status quo, is to go through things that aren't comfortable. Because when you stay comfortable, nothing changes. You don't change, you don't grow. But when we question the status quo, when we stop, just blindly accepting what is and start questioning it and start exploring and just letting our souls be free to explore what could be, that's when there's growth. That's when there is immense change. That's when you discover, what truly sets your soul on fire, right? So again, for anyone who's feeling stuck and trapped and just feeling like there's no way to go, understand that this all means that you are breaking through, that you are meant to break through something that's going to take you to a higher level of understanding, okay? Because if you're not growing, you're just waiting to die. If you're not growing, you're just dying. And that is not what you came here to do, baby. That is not what you came here to do. You didn't come here to be normal. You didn't come here to be regular. You didn't come here to live a normal, regular, stable life. You came here for a purpose. You came here to make change in some way. And I don't want you to think change and impact is only on a grand scale, because every day you're impacting people that you're not even aware of. And this took me some time to even come to realize, but you are with the things you do, the things you say. Someone somewhere is looking at you and you have no idea, and they're wishing they were you, and they're wishing they had your hair, your smile, your eyes, your life, your face, your legs, your booty, your boobs, your something, right? There's someone out there looking at you like you have it all. So I want you to understand that if it feels like there's there's no good happening around you, if it feels like there's no hope, if you feel like killing yourself, if you feel like you have lost everything, everyone, as long as you're still breathing, you have a purpose. As long as you're still breathing, there's a reason why you're going through this. As long as you're still breathing, you are making a difference. Even if you may see no one around you, you are making a difference in someone's life. You're making a difference in my life, because I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be trying to impact people. You are making a major difference. And you have that power to make that decision. All it takes is just to decide. And you can decide. You can decide. So make that decision to snap. Make that decision to choose happier thoughts. Make that decision to love yourself, to give yourself what you're waiting for out there, because you can do it. And I'm here to remind you that that power inside of you is there, and it never leaves you, and you can absolutely ignite it and live in that power.